So Shilpa is the Director of Value Measurement and Delivery at Bloomreach. She brought with her over 10 years of experience in the industry, primarily focusing on site optimization analytics. This included time at Intel, Adobe, and Symantec. She is our go-to on A/B testing questions, and certainly someone I bug with probably slightly annoying regularity, but is a really amazing resource for us internally. Shilpa, with that, I will hand it over to you.
Thank you, Justin. All right. So today's topic is demystifying search relevance. And it's of course because Bloomreach is primarily a search and merchandising solution, or that's the majority of our customers that we have today buy us to optimize their search experience. So this, we thought this would be a very relevant topic to present on during these sessions. So what is search relevance? Simply put, search relevance is a search experience page where the results are relevant to the keyword that a user searches for. How does Bloomreach deliver search relevance? So Bloomreach uses text and semantic understanding to compute a relevance score for every product. So every product that is returned in search results has a relevance score assigned, which is what Bloomreach uses to return products for a particular query. The relevance score measures the match of the query to the product, and that's that's what Bloomreach uses to be able to rank products also when Bloomreach returns results for a query. It's based on two key factors. So it's extracted product type and attributes from the query, and I'll explain in a little bit what that means. But Bloomreach can basically, in a user query, Bloomreach can understand what the product type or product intent is and any attributes that are part of that query. Now, in situations where Bloomreach does not understand the product type for a query, then Bloomreach uses a weighted text match on the product fields to return products in the search results. Why is search relevance important? Search relevance score is a key signal in how Bloomreach ranks products in search results. There are other signals, obviously, that go into the algorithm also, like performance score and so on. But relevance score is a key signal in the algorithm, and that is going to be the focus of this session today. So here are some examples of how our semantic understanding technology works. So consider the query red dress. So Bloomreach understands that red is an attribute of color and dress is the product. And when Bloomreach returns products, then it'll find all the product results that match for dress and the color red and any synonyms of red. And I'll explain that also in a follow-up slide. Consider the query Purell travel size hand sanitizer. So Bloomreach can parse this query and understand that the product is hand sanitizer and Purell is the brand and travel size is the size, which are both attributes of the product hand sanitizer. The same goes for a query such as 3.5-ton air conditioner. So Bloomreach can do a really good job of evaluating numeric or alphanumeric queries. And in this case, Bloomreach will understand that air conditioner is the product and 3.5-ton is a numeric attribute. So how does the semantic understanding technology work when it comes to product retrieval? So Bloomreach will parse a query and then separate out the product and the attributes. So in a query such as crimson evening gown, Bloomreach understands that gown is the product, evening is a style, and crimson is a color. So this process is called extract and enhance. So once Bloomreach extracts the attributes and the product intent, it will enhance that query with synonyms that are present in our global synonym library. So in this particular case, Bloomreach will apply synonyms such as ruby, rose, maroon, wine, burgundy, scarlet, and cherry to the attribute of crimson. And synonyms that will be applied to the product will include cocktail dress or gown, party dress, fitted dress, and so on. So this will then impact the recall for that query. So the enhanced query is what Bloomreach will use for retrieving products. So products that match all synonyms, such as either ruby, crimson, rose, or all aspects of the dress, such as gown, party dress, evening gown, etc., will be returned in the results. So a product that might be returned in the result set might be a rose gown or a wine party dress or a burgundy evening gown. So all such products that Bloomreach finds a match for in both the attribute and the product intent will be returned in the search results. At this point, you're probably wondering, okay, how does this impact me, right? I purchased Bloomreach because I wanted to solve my search relevance issue, right? So what more do I really need to do, right, to make things better? So that'd be a good question. But in order for the semantic understanding technology to work effectively, we rely on the product data that customers send us in their feed. And so having good quality data sent in the product feed is a prerequisite for this semantic understanding technology to work effectively. The algorithm will review attributes from the product feed and it'll weight them differently, right? So every attribute will be weighted differently, and typically product title will have the highest weight, followed by attributes and category. And fields such as description or other fields typically tend to have a lot of noise, and so they'll be weighted the lowest. And again, when you integrate the product, you can also decide which fields in your feed need to be indexed for search or not, and our integration team will advise you on the same. But I think the point here is that for this technology to work effectively, we do need customers to send us good quality data, right? So garbage in will mean garbage out. So if the data in the product feed is not of the best quality, that will have an impact on how our algorithm can use this semantic understanding technology to return relevant results. And so this is where you as a marketer needs to come in and understand or make sure that the data that you send us in the product feed is of an optimal quality. So here we have an example of irrelevant results. So this was a query, these were results that were returned for the query leggings. And you can see in some of these cases, pants and shorts are also being returned in the search results. And the reason for this is certain attributes in the feed were indexed for search, but they obviously contained incorrect information, or they had a lot of noise in the results, which caused the search results to be partially irrelevant. All right. So as part of the go live process or the integration process, our services team will ensure that your relevance is up to the gold standard that Bloomreach sets for customers prior to go live. So what we do is we run something called a relevance report, but we do this for all customers free of charge as part of the integration process. And what this involves is we'll take your top 200 keywords, and then we'll use our QA team runs what they call a relevance assessment. So based on data that we have computed from other customers in your vertical and what products are deemed relevant for a particular query, they assign a score to each product that's returned in the top 20 results for a query. And then we use something called a positional score overall to compute what is called relevance score, right? And Bloomreach, the Bloomreach gold standard is 90% for relevance. And what that means is, 90% of the products that are shown in your search results will be relevant for at least the top 200 keywords, because those are the ones that typically generate the bulk of revenue for most customers. And so the search experience for those keywords, we want to ensure that it is fully optimized prior to go live. So we do that relevance assessment for all of our customers before going live. And if we find in certain cases that the relevance is lower than 90%, then we'll work with customers to get it at par. And in some cases that might involve indexing certain fields or not, taking some fields off of, indexing for search. But we usually will work with the customer to fine tune that and get that relevance assessment or that relevance score up to about 90% for your top 200 keywords or so. Now, relevance assessments are only good at any one point in time, right? So we do this prior to launch, but it's always, it makes good sense for customers to do it periodically once they've launched Bloomreach also, because as we know, products keep getting added to the feed, other products are taken out. So it's generally good practice to for marketers to ensure that their relevance, at least for their top keywords, is always optimized. All right. So like I mentioned before, relevance assessment is good at any one point in time. But this is something that, we think our customers would obviously benefit from if they did this on their own on a periodical basis. However, for customers that have an ongoing business services engagement, we will do it for them also periodically, just to ensure that, this is basically good housekeeping, right? And ensuring that your top keywords are continuously being optimized. So in a consulting engagement, you would receive these kind of relevance reports on an ongoing basis. Once you've assessed your top keywords and you find that some of them do indeed have irrelevant results, then obviously we'd want you to take corrective action on those. So, and you can easily do that in the Bloomreach dashboard. So if you go to the search and merchandising section of the dashboard and go to the ranking rules section, you can then create ranking rules to bury these products that are considered irrelevant for a particular query. If you're a US customer, you'd use tools.bloomreach.com. If you're a customer in EMEA, you'd use tools.bloomreach.co.uk. But reviewing top words periodically and ensuring that all of the results, at least the top results, are always optimized is best practice for all search marketers. And sometimes, making these small changes we can have a significant impact on your search performance. All right, so key takeaways is our Bloomreach semantic understanding technology can deliver highly relevant results, but it does rely on customers sending us good quality product data in the feed. And like I mentioned before, garbage in the feed means garbage will be returned in the search results. Our algorithm obviously does both the semantic and the text understanding, but we do need our customers to make sure that their data is top quality too. Periodically reviewing search results and optimizing experiences for your top keywords is a good practice for search marketers. So like I said, you can do the relevance assessment yourself, once a quarter or once a month or whatever you deem to be a good cadence. If you have a consulting engagement, then of course, we'll help you do that as well. Relevance reports are a great way to qualitatively assess search relevance. So we have obviously the quantitative way to assess that through the algorithm itself, where we compute a relevance score. But the relevance report is a way to do an additional step, and qualitatively assess that, because our QA team has significant experience in doing that on an ongoing basis for all of our customers who integrate and who engage with us on an ongoing basis. So, these will, of course, be available to you if you have a business services engagement, but it's something that, you can also work on your own if you have, a team in-house or the skill sets to go and manually do a relevance assessment on your top keywords.